Hello and welcome to The Fire Rises. I'm your host, the one and only Mount Crusade. Today we're playing as the United States of America, but that's not what we're actually going to do. Now we're actually going to go down the American People Liberation Front, or the APLA path. Now to do that, we're going to have to go down the Biden path, because the only way to play any of the other nations is with Biden. Because if you go down this way, you get side against Trump. And if you side with Trump, you only get to play as Trump. Now, we're not actually going to want him to win the election, Biden, because we'll actually get bonuses if we make him lose. Because, yeah, see, if we pick Pelosi, didn't even read it, we go down Trump's, but we're going to have to do more lies from Trump, and that makes Trump mug us for some reason. Now, I'm not actually going to read any of the Biden stuff because it's mainly unimportant filler text to what we're trying to do. So I'm just gonna skip ahead to when the stuff actually happens. Okay, and now we have the event. The line we toe. This nation's future will be determined by those willing to step up to the plate and sacrifice everything. Thus we must decide what faction we will aid in the event of the inevitable. Liberty to those oppressed by this regime. The true revolution begins. It doesn't matter if it's Biden or Trump. There are on two sides of the same coin. That coin that represents the oppression of the people, notably the workers and minorities alike. Now it's time to stand up to both evils as this country descends further into chaos. And now there's just 8 days left on the collapse of America and the Civil War. And we'll know when this starts, when the game starts lagging. See, and now it's lagging because you can see my mouse move around, but everything's just stuck. And here we are, we're the APLA. Centralize the parties. With the revolution finally upon us, the squabbling parties of the American People's Liberation Army must finally be centralized into one unified revolutionary force. For far too long, the left has been plagued with factionalism and infighting caused by the differences in the theoretical approaches to revolution. Yet, each one of the parties recognizes that alone they are weak and will be quickly crushed by the reactionaries, thus the new cabinet must be formed with Iraq War veteran Mike Buechner at its head, having cabinet members from all parties in order to finally see the red star shine over the United States. Okay, and here's the Californian Civil War. The American Civil War kicks off. But you see, the game is lagging. You're probably wondering, why is it lagging? It's not from all the wars. It's from the amount of events over here. There's thousands of events right here. Okay, and here we go. Yep, and now the game's back to normal. Sorry for interrupting the video, but it'd be nice if you subscribed to the channel. Alright, back to the video. Establish the DDR. We must protect the achievements of the revolution from being stolen and tarnished, especially by the bourgeois agents infiltrating our ranks. The Department of Defense of the Revolution will become a powerful guardian for the people. Build a bureaucracy. Chaos grips every corner of the territory controlled by the APLA. Amid the revolutionary chaos, looting, violence, and confusion run rampant as the party struggles to reassert order. Every government must provide for its people, and the APLA is in no position to do so in its current state. Thus, it's necessary to build a bureaucracy in order to effectively carry out the policies that are put out by the revolutionary government and to truly bring socialism to the people. Okay, and we finally took over California. It is ours. Probably should have done these focuses while we were fighting, but I was too distracted. Formed the Liberation Army. Nearly 100 years after the formation of the People's Liberation Army in China, we in America must form our own. The violence has escalated to a point of no return, and we must face the fact that it's time to take up arms. We will organize the various social militias of the APLA into a unified command structure in order to push these and liberate the nation from rival governments. Seize the means of production. The means of production belong to the workers that use them. For too long, our corporate overlords have ruled over us in what used to be the most capitalistic hellhole in human history. We will show them that their time is up and it's the people's turn to have control. The forbidden fruit of war, communism. A century after the Bolshevik Revolution, America is now embroiled by a bloody civil war. Like the Soviets, we must ensure that every single person is doing their part to win the war. Total and absolute control is required of the economy and the workers in order to win the war. Convene the Workers' Congress. Now it's time to gather the representatives of the laborers who support us. We will awaken the Red Dawn of America and establish the most powerful and unified People's Revolutionary Collective. And now we're totally centralized. 100% on the centralization, and the Jacobins not most likely, will be elected. Elect Caleb Middleton. And now we have the Jacobins in power. Unify the West Coast. APLA soldiers have already planted the red flag of the people all across the West Coast. The once stubborn bastion of capitalist America is now a revolutionary stronghold. Dare to die. As we are against overwhelming odds, we must have people that are willing to lay down their lives for the liberation of our people. Young socialists filled with vigor and zeal are ideal for this most noble and sacred duty. The college socialists have graduated to the battlefield. Operation Chocolate Mint. Okay, and there the Cascadians go, the Soldiers' Army. When America collapsed, the surplus of military equipment was abandoned in the lands we occupied. If we are going to win this war, we need trained soldiers to take up the cause and use modern weapons of war to take on our enemies. While militias are helpful with numbers, we need sheer skill and firepower if we are going to succeed. Militarize the unions. The unions are the foundation of the new America. It is only fit that we call upon the workers to take up arms and defend the workers' state. Our militarized unions will be the vanguard of the revolution. Begin the march east. The victorious march of the revolution will never halt. The APLA command has issued the latest orders: cross the Rockies and liberate all of America. Form a united front, and this doesn't have any text. With this, we will begin Operation Rocky Road. Okay, and there they go. Information Defense Act. In the delicate balance between protecting citizens' privacy and maintaining cybersecurity, everything must align with the supreme interests of the nation and the socialist cause. Operation Butter Pecan. Okay, and there Butter Pecan goes. Proclaim a national government. One of the keys to revolutionary victory is to unite a vast majority of allies, keeping the enemy isolated and in the minority. Despite previous disagreements, the inclusion of any revolutionary faction will strengthen our forces and should be welcomed. Steel Storm. And this doesn't have anything, but the icon for the focus sure looks cool. Attack the American constitutional government. Dickinson. Oh, and there goes Trump. The Red Academy of Military Science. We shall establish a dedicated institution to military education and research, where the lessons and experiences from the Civil War will be comprehensively analyzed and a new generation of LPA commanders and fighters will be cultivated, thereby gradually strengthening our Revolutionary Army's talent pool. And there goes the National Socialist movement. Ah, and there they go. And now it's time to turn on Texas. Rural radicalization in America's rural areas have long been known for their conservative thoughts. Today, all this will change as the new socialist America establishes complete control in the rural regions. Rewrite the history books. Controlling history means controlling the people's memories and thoughts. We will ensure that history is familiar to the American people, aligns with the needs of the revolution, and the tone of ideological education. Okay, and I think we'll just sit back and watch. Yep, and look at this encirclement Reddit. And reunify America. Socialism finally achieved in America. The chains are broken. American Jacobins reunite America. Today, thousands are marching through the streets of America, heralding the dawn of a new era. The American Jacobins have emerged victorious over all rival factions in the APLA, liberating the nation from all forms of oppression, whether from conservative industrial capital or liberal technocrats. American and red flags now adorn every conceivable corner of the state building and houses. With Washington, D.C. at the heart of the celebration, here Caleb Maupin, the leader of the Jacobins, delivered an impassioned speech following the official declaration of the end of the Civil War. Enormous crowds gathered to hear his words. Fellow Americans, citizens of the world, comrades. Caleb's opening words ignited the crowd. As he concluded his speech, he raised his hands holding Mao's little red book in his right hand and the Holy Bible in his left. With a conviction he proclaimed, "I know where I've come from and I know where I am going. Are you with me?" The crowd erupted into cheers and roars, their tremendous applause drowning out Maupin's subsequent statements. For the better or for worse, America has been reborn. Hallelujah. Second American Revolution. Just as when there are patriotic ancestors, there are patriotic descendants. Where there are revolutionary forerunners, there are revolutionary successors. Kim Jong-il. Solidarity forever. And we got a new portrait too. A new America. And this doesn't have any text. But it's the end of all these. Which is good and okay. Back in business. The Giant Wakes. The American Diplomatic Corps. American Restoration Act. Secure the South. Operation Green. And we have secured Mexico. Liberate the Great North. And for some reason after the Civil War, the American Naval Command the United States Naval Command just never disappeared. So I don't think anyone would mind if I annexed them with the console commands. Okay, and there it goes. Operation Crimson. Okay, and here we go. and we forced ourselves into Winnipeg. And there goes Canada. And we finally have North America united under our government, all the way from Alaska to Hawaii to Mexico to Canada to the United States. And I think that's where we're going to end it off here on the 10th of August, 2028, before 2030, with North America united. Stay alright, bye.